clear. Come on, clear the way, please. Clear. Thank you. Tell me what happened.
We all came in here for lunch. We went into a tunnel when we came out the other side. There he was.
Can I ask you all to wait in the next carriage, please?
Do as the inspector asks.
Excellent job, by the way. Thank you.
One morning in the month of June, down by a rolling river, there really tried just to stay, and he beheld his lover. Her cheeks were red, her eyes were brown, her hair and ringlets hanging down to the lovely face without a frown, just as the tide was flowing.
Saturday, but we've got a full dress rehearsal tomorrow, so don't be late. You all right for any costume nips and tucks tomorrow? I'll bring my books. Thank you so much for doing this. Sorry it was all a bit last minute.
Oh, you're very welcome. You made for an interesting weekend.
Any news on Terry and Lynn? Well, the embassy's arranged for a new passport, and there's a flight the day after tomorrow, so they should make the actual night. But if you could stand in again for tomorrow's dress rehearsal, that will really help.
I'm free.
Well, I'll have to check my crowded social calendar, but I'll do my best. You're a star. Hear that? The director called me a star.
And here they are, our famous Inspector O'Keefe, Lady Wiggum. You did a wonderful job, you know. Didn't they, Katie?
Kate, you're right. Do as the inspector asks. Perhaps a tad more urgency.
Here we go.
I'm just trying to get it right, George.
Esther's only standing in, Katie.
Even so. And my name is Kate.
I'll try harder.
Kate.
Anyone fancy a quick one? As the new boy, I feel I should buy you all a drink.
Well, if you're paying.
Excuse me.
Not me, thanks. I've got a hungry teenager waiting to be fed.
I want to go over my lines again.
Home for me to have fun.
Looks like a cheap night then.
See you all tomorrow. Don't be late.
Toot toot.
Is it too late to change the murder victim? She's a bit full of herself. Had an audition for Emmerdale. Now she thinks she's Judi Dench. Ooh. Is he part of the play? He's rather pretty for an engine driver.
No, I don't think so.
Well, maybe he's Lady Wickham's secret lover.
More to the point. Do you think he'd let me take a look at the engine?
No harm in asking, or I could do it for you.
No, it's okay. I can manage. Are you the driver?
Not exactly. I'm the fireman. Kieran Fish. I look after the boiler. Harry there's the driver.
I was hoping to take a look around.
Go on. Jump on.
Can I? This is amazing.
My granddad used to drive these back in the day. I've loved them ever since. All the gauges on the left there, that's my stuff. Keeping the boiler at temperature when we set off. Harry works the throttle and the brakes.
It's very much a two-man operation.
Doesn't work otherwise.
May I?
Knock yourself out.
sounded like you were having fun.
The driver seemed a bit cross. But yes, something else ticked off the bucket list.
I know we're related, but you're table blocking. You've been here for 3 hours and you haven't actually bought anything.
I'm shopping, dear.
For what?
A man.
Excuse me?
Elsie Relish at the farm shop told me about this new app. It's called Silver Heart, for people of a certain age looking for companionship. It's rather like window shopping. If you don't like the look of them, you double tap and they go in the bin. But if you do, you swipe up and they go in your shopping basket.
You're not actually buying them.
Heavens no, it's a metaphorical shopping basket. At least I hope it is.
Just for companionship.
Well, Elsie uses hers for casual sex, but I'd just like someone to help me walk the dog.
You haven't got a dog.
Well, no, but I put one on my profile. I thought it made me sound warmer. I called him Humphrey.
So, you're using an imaginary dog named after my fiancé to lure men back to the cottage.
Yes, dear.
Hello.
How was it?
Margot said I was very convincing.
Playing the part of a detective.
Ah, yes, I see what you mean.
I'm sure you were amazing.
Are you okay, Anne?
She's shopping.
Oh, no. He's got a lazy eye. I never know if he's paying attention.
You know, it's hard to think of your mum as someone's girlfriend. But I try to imagine Donald Trump ice skating. Does it bother you?
A bit. I mean, it's 3 years since we lost Dad, so I shouldn't be surprised, I suppose.
But you are?
I just need to get my head around it. I think I'm more worried that she's doing it online. What if she's catfished? Meet someone pretending to be someone they're not.
Okay. Oh, well, I could talk to her if you like. Explain the perils of online dating from a police perspective.
Good idea. Might make her more careful.
Consider it done. I think there must be something in the air. Your mum looking for love. You and I doing date nights.
Well, we Lloyds are very romantic, I'll have you know.
Indeed you are.
Though I'm not sure how many date nights we'll get if we're allowed to foster. Next steps are interviews and a home visit. She thinks everything's on track.
Good. I must confess, I am really excited now it's happening. Although I am a little bit,
Me too. Though if it cuts down on our date nights, we better make the most of this one.
Absolutely.
See how you get on tonight. I can always let it out a bit more.
Ow!
Oh, sorry. Right, everyone. Final dress rehearsal. Next time we do it will be in front of paying guests. So, let's not leave anything in the locker.
To be clear, the deceased was seen alive and well at the very moment the train entered the tunnel. And yet, by the time it re-emerged from the tunnel, he was dead.
Sometimes guilt is right behind me. Something like a living thing.
Examine the line, mate. Had a call about debris.
Okay, mate.
Anyone, everyone, this is Dean Pryor, the last tunnel before Shipton Abbott.
And when I saw him, I fell at his feet. Right hand upon me, said the whole would have to be broken.
Your positions.
you say you're, close?
This heat is interminable. I need a glass of water.
It's clear that everyone in this carriage was also in the buffet car at the very moment the train entered the first tunnel. So, it is equally clear that the murderer, someone sat in front of me now.
Sir, I think you need to come and see this.
Oh, that's not your line.
He's dead.
No, that's not it either.
Margot, keep everyone in here. Cat!
Esther. He's really dead.
I know. The last tunnel. Someone must have sneaked back in here.
Which means one of those people in there really is the murderer. I want everyone off the platform.
I've let all the players go, but made it clear we'll need to talk to them again.
Good, thank you.
Platform's clear, sir. It's the press outside.
Okay, thanks. Can we search the train?
Yes, sir. Only 3 carriages were open. The one used as the backstage area, the buffet car, and the passenger carriage used for the performance. The other one was locked.
What about train staff?
There was an engine driver and a fireman. I talked to them both, but they didn't see or hear anything unusual, and were together in the engine cab the whole time.
Which means our killer has to be one of the Shipton Abbott Players.
My thoughts exactly, sir.
Well, hopefully we can rule out 3 of those.
Can we?
You, me, and Margot, sir?
Right. It's a good point, Sergeant.
If we rule out you, me, and Margot, that leaves us with 4 suspects, and any one of them could have sneaked back in here when the train went through the last tunnel.
Do you know how hard it is to stab someone in the back?
I've never tried it, but not easy, I bet.
No, it is not. The muscles in the upper part of the back are much thicker than most people imagine. It takes a great deal of force to penetrate them. Our victim was a big man, yet there's no sign of any kind of struggle. Yeah, which suggests that he was standing with his back to whoever stabbed him.
At the buffet table.
But if that's the case, then aren't we missing something? There's no blood.
Got these from the Shipton Players website.
I went to school with him. Used to pick his nose and put it in his inkwell.
What's an inkwell?
It's a little pot you put your ink in. For your pen.
Like a quill.
You want a smack in the mouth, hmm?
Shipton Abbott Police Station.
Can one of you 2 phone the chief superintendent?
Why?
Press are having a field day. It's escalated from local papers to the nationals. I mean, an actual murder on a murder mystery night is bad enough, but it happening under the noses of 2 serving police officers has got them all whipped up into a frenzy.
Well, that's one for you, Sergeant.
I'll call her.
Margot, the Shipton Abbott Players. Tell me about them.
Right. Kate Potts. Wannabe actress, fresh out of drama school, likes the sound of her own voice, but harmless enough.
Polly Deakins just reported a peeping Tom.
Well, she's got nerve. All the curtain twitching she does.
Even so, better go check it out.
Yeah. George Harris, widower, lost his wife Louise about 6 years ago, so joined every group and activity in Shipton Abbott. Moans at all of them. Vivian Bishfield, she's a biology teacher at the college. I think she moved here from Exeter about 5 or 6 years ago. Art of Gold. Noah Culpepper. Bit of a geek, but harmless. Divorced. His wife Janet ran off with his best mate, Sally.
And were they all friends with Paul Yellen, our victim?
No, that's the thing, see? None of us were. He only just joined us a few days earlier. I think he just bought a house here.
So he's not local?
No, I'm pretty sure he said he was from Hastings. I mean, that's why he was our victim. It's a tradition. The newest member always gets to play the murder victim.
Yes, unfortunately in this case, quite literally.
And when was this exactly, Polly?
Last night, after dark. 10, maybe? How's your mother?
Oh, she's good, thanks.
She's still cleaning up at the school?
Not anymore, no. She got a job at the card shop. And you say this man was standing across the road?
Across the road, but looking this way. She's still with that waste of space with the motorbike.
Do you mean my dad? Yep, she's still with him. But he hasn't got a bike anymore. He's got a Hyundai.
Never liked him. He was a foot tapper. Never trust a man who taps his foot when you're talking to him.
Right, so he was across the road, but looking at you.
I didn't say he was looking at me. I said he was looking over this way. But he was up to no good. You could tell.
How long would you say he was there?
Oh, over an hour. He only left because some woman caught him nosing about, gave him a right telling off.
Which woman?
No idea. Like I said, it was dark.
Could you describe either of them?
He was medium height, had a woolly hat on. She were medium height, no hat.
There's not much more we can achieve till the lab's open in the morning, but let's talk to Hastings Police, see what they can tell us about the victim.
Right.
So, got anything exciting planned for this evening?
Ooh, beans on toast, bath, then help Zoe with her CV.
Was she looking for a job?
Well, I'm doing most of the looking, if I'm honest. She's a good kid, but like every other 16-year-old, she's just on her phone all day. Honestly, I wanted to get out and meet people.
Yes, the curse of the World Wide Web. I've got a similar problem with Martha's mum. She's looking for love online. I think the plan tonight is to talk her out of it.
You're not talking me out of it.
Even after all the things Humphrey's just told you.
You made them up.
He didn't.
A woman who just happened to be my age, living in Devon, agrees to meet a stranger in a pub only to discover an axe hidden under his coat which he sees poking out when he goes to the bathroom.
Too much.
Too much. Besides which, I've already got a match.
What?
His name's Oliver, he's 63. He has his own hair, teeth, and house, and we're having dinner tomorrow evening.
Tomorrow?
He's coming here.
What?
He wants to sample my tagine.
I bet he does. And what if he wants to meet Humphrey?
Why would he want to meet Humphrey?
Your imaginary dog?
You have an imaginary dog.
I'll say he's at the vet's. Look, I know you're worried about me, Morty, and that's very sweet. But you can't expect me to be on my own for the time I've got left.
Well, you've got us.
You've got your own lives to live. What if you move away? We won't. You might. And then what would I do? Leave here and move in with you?
I mean, we'd love you to. If we did. Go, I mean, somewhere. But we're not. But if we did. So when I say no, I actually mean yes. If we did, but we're not. Which is why we just want you to be happy.
Good. Because having Oliver here for dinner tomorrow evening will make me very happy indeed.
I suppose I shouldn't worry. After all, I didn't know what she got up to when we were in London.
Well, exactly. I'm sure Oliver is a thoroughly decent chap.
Yes. A
And if he's not, we can murder him and dump his body in the river.
Yes, agreed.
I've got nothing to say, and the detective isn't here, so you're wasting your time. Oh, and there's no tea in Margot.
Okay, so we're waiting for the full post-mortem and toxicology reports, but the preliminary autopsy came through first thing. It confirms the blade puncture in the right lung as probable cause of death. There's no other injuries of note, so no visible signs of a struggle.
Harry Bitchfield? Hello. Oh, we met briefly the day before yesterday. Yes, I was, with the... Yeah, I remember. Yes, right. Sorry. Am I right in thinking the train didn't stop at all during the dress rehearsal yesterday?
We had a call to slow down for one of the tunnels, didn't we, boss? Yeah. And there was reported debris.
Well, when you say slow down, enough time for someone to jump on the train and off again?
Maybe.
Did either of you see anyone on or near the track during the journey yesterday?
Not me.
Sir?
Okay. Thanks, gents.
Just the super.
Can I just say, you look very good. I mean, smart. Everything is pressed nicely. I'm just gonna.
Mark.
I hear you've decided not to run your murder room from regional HQ.
Well, it's early days yet, Mum. We're still gathering evidence.
I'm not sure what the murder rates are at the Met these days, Inspector, or the Caribbean for that matter. But thankfully here, it's rare enough for us to take a murder inquiry very seriously.
As do I.
Can I be frank?
Of course.
This whole thing has caused quite a stir. And because of the media interest, the powers that be are particularly keen for an early resolution.
I understand, Mum.
I hope you do, Inspector, I really do. Because all eyes are on you. And given your station house is under review, there may be more riding on this case than you know.
Have I read somewhere that whatever you wear on the first date reflects your personality?
I thought you said it wasn't a date.
Well, it isn't. It's an introductory meeting. I think the same rules apply.
What about my camel trouser suit?
Isn't that a bit formal?
Oh, maybe.
Look, you're cooking a meal.
You just need something casual, something you feel comfortable in.
I don't want to look like a frog, do I?
You won't think you're from me.
Look, Mum, I've got to go. Just be yourself.
Love you, Marty.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
Peter? No, Peter's the name of the train conductor what I was playing. I plays in Scottish. Toot toot.
Yes. But yesterday at the dress rehearsal, did you notice anything unusual?
Got to the train. Viv did her final costume fitting.
Oh,
Vivian Bishfield. She played Jill Bond.
right. And then what?
But you was there.
Well, tell me anyway.
Moved to the buffet car. George helped Paul put the fake knife in place. Paul laid down. Margot shouted action. Katie screamed. Then I was sent by Lady Wickham, Sergeant Williams, to fetch Inspector O'Keefe. You.
Here. At any point after the interview scene, did you go back into the buffet car?
No. Why would I?
And on the day of the dress rehearsal, did Paul Yellen seem different to you than the day before?
I didn't really talk to him. I mean, I try to help everyone, you know, with a bit of direction here and there, but I had no call to do so with him. He was just the body.
Quite.
I saw him talking to George, though.
Did you hear what they were talking about?
Argyle. Turns out we were both supporters. You're not buying that. It belongs on a shelf. I'd met him a few days ago in Kitty J's. He said he was new to the area, so I suggested he come to the Players, get to know people. Told him he didn't have to worry about lines or anything, because as a new boy, he'd just be a dead body. Turns out I was right.
That's odd. What do you think?
The most miserable man in the world working in the toy shop.
No, Paul Yellen supporting Plymouth Argyle when he lived in Hastings. Who's next?
Vivian Bishfield.
So you arranged all the costumes?
Well, the Players have their own stock of costumes, but they're all a bit old, so I just do running repairs. My mum's a seamstress. Something to remember about amateur dramatics. Never let on you have a particular skill.
Your husband Harry is the train driver?
A case in point. At drinks one evening, he happened to mention that he drove a steam train. Well, Margot was on him like a shot.
Yes, right. So there was nothing about Paul Yellen at the dress rehearsal that struck you as being unusual in any way?
No, but I didn't really know him well enough to notice even if there was.
Right. Not one of the neighbours saw or heard this mystery bloke, or the woman that chased him off.
He's probably just a figment of Polly Deacon's imagination.
Margot, what have we got on the deceased?
If he lived in Hastings, he must have been living in a cave somewhere. He's not on the voting register, council records, HMRC, or any other official list. I mean, there's nothing on the P&C either, nor social media.
Going back to see Polly.
Didn't you say he just bought a house in Shipton Abbott? Maybe talk to the solicitors who did the conveyancing?
Rightio.
Oh, and the engine driver said something about debris on the line which made the train slow down. Maybe check out what that was, it might be significant. The problem is, the why can sometimes lead you to finding a who and then eventually a how, or a how can sometimes point you to a who and then a why. But we haven't got a why. I'm not even sure if we've got a how.
The autopsy said the knife pierced the lung.
But where was the blood around the body? What are we missing?
Everything by the sound of it. We've had the press outside all morning. HQ think we might need to do a press conference.
A public appeal might be an option if we can't find out more about Paul Yellen.
True. Did we check his home?
Yeah, we sent a team there. The house was empty. They got in and did a quick search. Nothing of note found.
Then maybe we should take another look. Come along, Sergeant.
Couple of letters, a logbook, and a new credit card. Nothing upstairs, but it's clear only one bedroom's being used.
Yes, it's pretty much the same. Ready meals? For one. One mug, one plate, everything's pretty basic. No family photos, nothing personal at all as far as I can see. Seems he had a very lonely life.
How'd you like the sound of those four-letter words? Make me look so clever as I fall to the earth.
thinking what I'm thinking? Not sure. What are you thinking?
That whoever was watching from across the street wasn't watching Polly. He was watching Paul Yellen.
I was just about to say that.
Okay, so I spoke to the solicitor who dealt with the house. Paul Yellen didn't buy it. He inherited it from the previous owner, a Mrs. Sarah Scarcroft, who left everything to Yellen in her will.
Find out what Paul Yellen was to her, please, Margot. Kirby, what do we know about the man who was watching the house?
Sir, medium height, wearing a woolly hat.
It's not much. What about the woman he was seen with?
Same, without the hat.
Shipton Abbott Police Station. Just a second. Chief Superintendent Woods.
Mom.
Good evening, Selwyn. Saved you a treat. Stole it from Margot's desk. Selwyn?
Over here.
Oh. Hello? What are we doing?
He's in there.
Who is?
Oliver. I saw a man in the window. She must have sneaked him in.
Why would she sneak him in when she's already told us it's coming?
Well, she didn't introduce me. That's as good as sneaking. Oh, you stay here. I'm going over.
To do what? To do what?
Can I borrow a cup of sugar? And some bread. And a light bulb. Anything else? I know he's in there. So? Why are you hiding him?
I'm not. He was dropped off by taxi, walked through the front door, and he's now sitting in the lounge with a rum and coke.
Well, let me in then.
So you can grill him like he's one of Humphrey's suspects? Absolutely not.
Fine. But if he murders you, don't come crying to me.
I won't.
I just think it's the weirdest job I've ever worked on. A murder victim killed while playing the part of a murder victim. And despite the fact he was stabbed in the back forcefully enough to puncture a lung, there was no blood. There was no blood, not even a trace. And the worst thing is, there's so much media interest. I've got the chief superintendent constantly on my back. Oh, Esther, she's looking for a job for her daughter. I said to get her to give you a call. Mother?
Yes, that's fine. There's a car!
That's great.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. I can see you. Oh, hello. So, how did it go?
It was fine. He's perfectly polite, well-mannered, cleared his plate, and didn't overstay his welcome.
So, you're gonna see him again?
No, I got the ick.
Ick.
I got to learn all the terminology, darling. Ick means you've gone off someone. He slurped his soup.
That's it.
Oh, that's enough. Still, there's plenty more fish in the sea. All
Or as your nan says, every pot has a lid. After all, look at you two.
Morning, sir. We got news on Paul Yellen.
Good.
Except he's not Paul Yellen. His real name is Aidan Scarcroft. He was Sarah Scarcroft's son, which is why she left him her house and her will. He changed his name by deed poll before moving to Shipton Abbott, which explains the new passport, logbook and credit card we found at his house. Margaret's running a check on his real name now.
There's something else that's a bit weird, sir. We spoke to the steam train operator about the debris on the track that slowed the train down. Now, they said there were no reports of debris in any of the tunnels.
Then why would they say there was?
It's your tea.
Thank you.
So, brickwork falls down on the track sometimes. Yeah. Ah, thank you, love. We heard of debris falling just last week, so we're best to be careful.
Yes.
Why'd you ask?
Well, if the train was specifically told to slow down, that might be significant. Was someone wanting to get on board while it was moving? Perhaps. Would you see someone if they had?
Oh, I doubt it, We're quite a ways up front, so we wouldn't really see what's going on in the back carriages.
No. Well, it was a bit of a long shot, but always worth asking the question.
Yeah, sorry I'm not much help. Ah, she's a beauty, isn't she?
Oh, gosh, yes.
You like your trains, then?
Love them, particularly steam trains. Yeah, I think it started when I watched The Railway Children for the first time. Even asked my mum if I could change my name to Peter.
well, whenever you like, just ask. I'll take you out.
Gosh, would you? Maybe I could bring my fiancée. We're doing date nights.
Oh, well, it'd be a pleasure.
Well, that is amazing. Thank you. Thank you.
Another dead end?
Yes, but not a wasted journey.
Oh?
He's going to let me ride in his engine for date night. Martha's going to love it.
Yeah. Sure she will, sir. A.k.a. Paul Yellen, was released from prison 2 years ago. He served a 12-year sentence.
Really? For what?
Manslaughter. He was driving 3 times over the limit and plowed into a group of people waiting at a bus stop. An elderly woman died, 9 others were injured, some quite badly.
Then pull up the file, would you?
And cross-check the names of the people involved to see if we can find any links to the people on our train.
Exactly.
I understand that. But Inspector Goodman is an experienced murder detective. He's been making... No, sir, he's not at the hub. He's in one of our smaller outposts. What would you suggest?
Mom?
Command have instructed me to move your investigation into the hub.
Wait, no, you can't. We're making very good...
This is not a subject for discussion, Inspector. You'll report to the hub at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning with whatever you have. We'll set up a murder room here.
Right, but
I'm sorry. This isn't a reflection on you. Or your team.
Isn't it?
9 a.m. tomorrow morning.
Okay. The collision at the bus stop It happened in High Broughton, a village just outside Exeter. One of the worst injured was an 11-year-old boy, Christopher Bishfield.
Bishfield?
There were pictures of Vivian and Harry with a young boy at the house.
Viv and Harry moved here from Exeter.
So, Vivian and Harry Bishfield would have been there when Aidan Scarcroft turned up with George to join the Players.
Give me a call when you're done now. Okay.
Oh, well.
Yeah, love you.
Nice to meet you.
You see, Aidan Scarcroft was here to start a new life. He didn't recognise the father of the boy he injured. Why would he? I doubt they ever met.
But even after 12 years, they'd never forget the face of the man who ruined their child's life.
And it was that evening that Polly Deacon saw a man standing across the road from her house.
So he followed Paul Yellen home to get revenge.
So, if Harry Bishfield is our man, how? I knew there was a reason this bothered me. Yes. The fireman on the train said he had a call about debris on the line. Yet when we talked to Harry, he said he slowed the train as a precaution.
Then why would the fireman say they had a call?
Because that's what his engine driver told him. Kelby, call the operators. Ask them what the procedure is if there's debris on the line. Sir. Roy? Harry knew that as they approached the last tunnel before Shipton Abbott, the murder mystery suspects were in the third carriage being questioned. To be clear, the deceased was seen alive and well at the very moment the train entered the tunnel. And that the supposed victim, Aidan Scarcroft, would be in the buffet car alone. So first, he told his fireman that there was a report of debris on the line ahead.
Examine the line, mate. Okay, mate.
Then what? Okay, so if they suspect debris on the line, the engine driver slows the train and the fireman moves to the footplate at the side of the train to look at the track ahead. If they're in a tunnel, it will use a torch. Yes! Once Kieran was out of the cab, Harry slowed the train and then climbed back across the engine. We knew exactly how long they would be in the tunnel. We quickly made his way to the buffet car. Once done, he had moments to get back to the engine before they reached the end of the tunnel and Kieran would notice him missing. All clear?
That doesn't explain why there was no blood around the body.
No, it doesn't. But it's enough to bring him in.
He was 11 years old, standing at the bus stop with a friend's mum. They were going into town to go crab fishing on the quay. Scarcroft was drunk, off his head. Chris was leaning against the wall behind the bus stop. When the car ploughed through everyone and into that wall, he didn't have a chance. His legs were shattered. He had 5 years of operations. He's in constant pain. Me and his mum watched him go through all that. So how tough it was on him. That changed him. He was never the same, not really. That man, he stole my son's childhood. The little boy who left the house that morning, excited to be meeting his friends. I never came home. Never came home.
And how's he now?
He took his own life 6 years ago. That's why we moved here. I just turned 19. Your lot said it was suicide. Just another troubled teenager not coping. But that man, he killed my son. Just as sure as if he didn't died that morning. I killed him the moment he came out of the pub and got behind that wheel. So yes, I killed him. But if you want me to be sorry for what I did, I can't.
I'm not asking anything of you. To be honest, I can't imagine the pain and the torment you and your family have gone through. Okay, let's take a break there. I'm sure you and your lawyer will want to discuss what's been said here. I just have one more question. When you entered the buffet car and you saw Mr. Scarcroft standing at the food table, can you think of any reason we didn't find any blood there? Was there something on the floor you disposed of, or something else?
We weren't standing.
Sorry.
When I went into the buffet car, he was laying down on the floor.
Why was he already on the floor?
He must have just got back into position for Act 3.
How likely is that?
Not very.
We know the cause of death was the knife puncturing his lung, and we know who stabbed him and why, but something just doesn't add up.
We've got the full post-mortem back. Nothing surprising there. There's a marker in the toxicology report. I haven't had a chance to look it up yet.
Look at what?
There were traces of a substance called curare in his blood.
Curare? I know that from somewhere. Overseas. I think that's right. Curare! Of course. There are only two possible reasons for there to be so little blood found at the scene of a stabbing so serious.
If the body was killed elsewhere and moved.
And the second one? If the victim is already dead.
Dead bodies don't bleed.
Yes. This plaster found on his hand. Did it happen on the train?
Yeah. When we were doing fittings. Vivian.
See how you get on tonight. I can always let it out a bit more.
Ow.
Sorry. All right, everyone. Final dress rehearsal. Next time we do it, we'll be fun of paying guests.
There was a pin left in the cuff.
I must have forgotten to unpin it. I've got some plasters. I'll put some antiseptic on. Stop it getting infected.
Why?
Because curare only works when it's injected directly under the skin.
So I tend to do running repairs.
Who better than a biology teacher to know that curare is made by boiling the bark of certain plants? Amazonian tribes used it to poison darts and arrows when hunting. It paralyzes muscle tissue, stops the breathing. I think Aidan Scarcroft was already dead when Harry stabbed him.
I knew Harry was planning on killing him. I didn't know how or when. But I knew he'd do it.
You found him outside Aidan's house, didn't you?
What are you doing out here? You're gonna be seen.
What are you doing here? Leave me!
Just come home with me now and let's just forget all about this.
Go!
You're gonna get in.
You know what he's gonna have to do then!
Harry,
Please!
he wanted to do it that night. But there's the thing, you see. I knew I couldn't stop him. But I knew he'd get caught.
He's a simple man.
You killed Aidan Scarcroft to stop your husband from doing so.
I couldn't think of any other way. He's had so much pain in his life. He's a good man. I couldn't see him in prison. How could I?
Yet you'd risk the same thing for yourself.
I don't have a life. Not anymore. My life ended the day I buried my baby boy. And everyone tells you just take it a day at a time. So that's what I do. Go through the motions. We have to switch off, you see, because every morning when you wake up, the pain just comes back. Never free of it. So do what you want with me. I don't feel anything.
So now we know why he was on the floor when Harry found him.
The poison did its work, while the rest of us were in the next carriage. I think he was dead before he hit the floor. Harry found Paul Yellen face down on the floor and naturally assumed he'd simply taken up his position as murder victim, making it easy to plunge a knife into the back of the man he held responsible for the death of his son. Then he returned to the engine before his fireman noticed he had gone.
And as he was already dead, his heart had stopped pumping, he didn't bleed out.
Exactly. Paul Yellen was a man who was murdered twice.
When this voice retires from talking, when these ears are tired of ringing, when my feet get bored of traveling, and it looks like it's all unraveling, when this heart's too old for dreaming, that's when I hear the angels sing your lullaby. 'Cause when I'm seeing double, it's your lullaby, love, that keeps me from trouble. It's your lullaby, love, that's keeping me level. It's your lullaby, love, that keeps me awake.
Sometimes I really hate my job.
I know.
What will happen to her?
Well, that depends on the CPS and who they deem responsible for Aidan Scarcroft's death.
I'll tell the Chief Super the good news.
So I spoke to Esther's daughter.
Zoe.
She'll start next week. See how we get on.
Great.
Wait, what are we doing here?
Surprise.
So our mystery date night is looking at a train.
A steam train. And minus the murder this time. Hopefully. A quick tour and a few photos and I'll buy you dinner. Promise. Isn't it amazing?
Yes, it is.
Thank you for letting us do this, especially given the circumstances.
No worries.
Yes.
Probably know your way around by now.
Yes. Kieran will tell you all about the boiler.
Great.
Yeah, I was telling the inspector it was my granddad who got me started. town next month.
Isn't it supposed to be moving? Humphrey?
Call the restaurant. Tell them we might be a bit late.
Did you know Ben and Martha were seeing the medium last night?
Fire. Stop the car, we just parked. There's something else.
Well, believe it or not, she apparently predicted the fire.
I think it was deliberate, don't you?
Oh, yes, I do.
Martha and I are applying to be foster parents.
She said we seem like ideal candidates. She has to talk to Humphrey as well, of course.
Oh, how did it go?
Terribly. So your predictions don't come true.
You clearly